Hey Libra, welcome to this space. We are almost to springtime. I feel that it'll be a really good time to read some of you outside. So here we are. If the weather is warming up where you are, I pray that it blesses you. I pray that it warms your heart as well as your bodies. Let's go ahead and jump into your reading, Libra, regarding why you exist. That is I feel like a bit of a complex question of why you exist, why you're here, right? I don't think it's just as cut and dry and straightforward as people would like for it to be. I believe that when we talk about having a purpose, like what is our purpose, I liken it to a table, like I've been telling everyone in these readings. I feel like having a purpose is like an umbrella term for why we're here. It's why certain things are happening in our lives constantly, why there are certain patterns and loops that keep happening, um, why certain things happen to us compared to happening to other people. I just feel I liken it as a table. A table has many different purposes, but for the most part, it's used to set things on, right? It's used to as placement. You place things on it. But as far as do you eat at a table all the time? No. Not all tables are used to eat dinner, breakfast, lunch, and dinner on. Some tables are used to have conferences or meetings, to use as decoration, to put plants on. Like this table right here in my garden. It is my garden table. It is used for many different things, mostly to give a nice little cozy space to my plants and some of my stones and things like that, and sometimes to have a nice cup of coffee or tea on. So it really does depend, like what that table's purpose is. But not everyone's purpose is, some people, depending on your path, you know exactly what your purpose is, and you live according to that. And other people, they're just like, oh, I feel like, it's not as easy to decipher that. So I'm here to just kind of give you an umbrella explanation to why you're here as best I can. Libra, this is for Libra, sun, moon, and rising signs, and or rising signs. Check your rising and your moon signs for better resonance. Okay. And let's go ahead and jump into it, you guys. I'm actually gonna hold my cards down because the wind is a bit strong today. All right, Libra, let's go ahead and get into why you exist on this plane, why you are here. All right. Okay, you have the elk of nobility. Sorry if you can't see that. That is very dark. But you have the elk of nobility. All right, Libra. So let me just sit with this energy. In this particular existence, Libra, it is very important to remember. What is it that I'm trying to say? I'm trying to use the right wording here. There's something I'm trying to find the word, the opposite of humility. Not the opposite, but there are some of you or some people who may look at humility as a weakness of some kind. But if anything, humility is your superpower here. And that may sound very strange nowadays using the word humility. Understanding that the goals that you have reached, your achievements that you've reached are not 100% your, it's not just the work that you've put in, it's also the work that your spiritual team has put in with you. Remembering that your community, the people who support you and love you, have played a hand in remembering those people always. So, this sense of community, and again, definitely give yourself, applaud yourself for sure. This is not me saying that, you shouldn't applaud yourself. It's not about you. That's not what I'm saying. It's just as you applaud yourself, remember your community. And when I say community, I'm not talking about people necessarily, too far of an extension of you. I mean, your community, it could be your family, it could be your friends, okay? People closest to you, and even acquaintances, people that you know who you work with. This could be also a business partnership. But there's something about community for you, Libra, that is so important in this life, and not just in this life, but just on your spiritual journey, that really makes you come alive. And you make these people come to life as well. And this can even be your spiritual team. Like, they also feel so blessed to be a part of this journey with you. They feel so blessed. Your passed on loved ones, if they're a part of your community and they're actually helping you, what have you. There is something about your success in this life, what was written for you to accomplish, what was kind of written down in a memo, in the spirit realm, um, for you to accomplish in this life, is really up to you to actually live up to that memo. You can honestly, any challenge that you're faced with, Libra, you have the capacity and the capability to take it on. You may not realize that when people see you or when they spend time with you, they do, again, they come to life and they feel so safe. They feel that something, you definitely have something to offer or multiple things to offer. And they do want to contribute to that and be a part of that. Okay. Now, the people who just want to take from you, those are not the people I'm talking about. Okay. I'm talking about the people who actually, when they see your crown or they see like these antlers, like I look at these antlers on this elk. It's beautiful. Elk, you know, I love animals with horns. It is such a beautiful thing. It's such a just a natural crown that they are born with, right? It's like this natural sense, this natural nobility that you have, Libra. And there's no need for you to cut corners. Like, some of you guys may feel like you need to cut corners. And if you're cutting corners, Libra, to get what you want, that's that can bite you in the ass really hard later. You guys are very, you guys definitely, you guys are really good at inventing a way to achieve. You guys are very inventive. And is that's the part that you need to be careful with, because if you are inventing ways to get what you want, Libra, but it's a bit dodgy, it's a bit shady, and it's kind of putting you in a position to hide and to lie or to cheat. And try, we're human, you know what I mean? I'm pretty sure there's a lot, there's those of us out there, where maybe when we were younger, there were things that crossed our mind, like, I can get away with this, why don't I just get away with it? If it's easier that way, especially if we find, if they're human beings, we're very interesting creatures. When we find ourselves in a pinch sometimes, like, we're really in a pinch, we're in a rock and a hard place, we start kind of looking, the darkness kind of shows up, and it's just like, hey, you can just cheat on that. You know what I mean? Like, who cares? Who cares if it's, not, for your highest good? At least you're going to get what you want. It's like, I'm just saying, Libra, if that's ever happened to you in your life, or you've ever thought about, entertaining those dark tendencies, be careful. We are all made of the light and the dark. So it's like, no one human being is all made of light. Okay? We're made of both. Both are sacred, both are powerful, right? However, those both come with karma, and depending on the type of karma that you're trying to experience in your life, is determined by the decisions and the choices that you make. You know what I mean? So, Libra, be very careful. You are very smart. You are very ingenuitive. I don't know if that's really, is that a word? You know, you really embody ingenuity. You are very inventive. You know how to get yourself out of a pinch. You really know how to create and invent different ways to get yourself out of a bad situation or to face certain challenges, and that is such a good thing. However, that can also turn into a tricky thing. It can turn into something that is very shady, where you gotta know when to draw the line, when you're about to cross that line from healthy ingenuity and tricky ingenuity. Okay. So you have the capability of pulling the wool over anyone's eyes very, very easily. Be very careful with that capability. Know what to hide and know, but at the end of the day, whatever it is that you want to protect, if you're trying to tread carefully or trying to move quietly, within a challenge, just make sure that no matter what, you are living in truth. Because if you are doing anything from a trickster standpoint and you're not being honest in every step that you're taking, there are certain things that, yes, again, you should definitely protect and cover up, because there are certain things that people just shouldn't know as you move forward, about moving in silence, as they say. That's okay. But if it gets to the point where manipulation, being too manipulative, or just being, manipulative in general, hurting other people, or forcing other people to do things that they don't really want to do, whatever, be very careful with that. Okay? Be very, very, very careful with that when it comes to facing your challenges in your life. Just make sure that you are living in integrity. Make sure that you embrace this noble energy. Like, look up the word nobility, look up the word noble, and really understand what that means for you in your life. There may be someone that you're involved, some of you guys are involved with. Maybe there's someone else who has this trickster energy here, that you need to look out for. Okay. Be careful of, in this, I'm also getting, be careful of eye for an eye. Okay. Um, that might be kind of difficult for some, but that's okay. Just be careful if there is any type of eye for an eye type of mentality here within a certain situation in your life. Ugh, that can also be a problem, okay, or a pattern in your life. Okay, some of you guys, some people out there, you might feel that an eye for an eye is just that's how you get by. Someone does this to you, you got to do it back. Um, You may have relationships that are just very, very transactional. You may see a pattern in your life where you just end up attracting certain relationships, romantically or platonically, where it's just very transactional. There's no heart in it, there's no integrity, no love, or very little of that. If you have faith, Libra, in your success in life, if you have faith that what you desire in life can be given to you, as long as you stand in the light, as long as you work honestly and humbly, work honestly and with humility towards what you want, that is your key to success. The spirit, the true you, the spirit that you have in your body, the true you is very humble, very noble, very kind. And there may be at some point along your journey in this lifetime, or even in your soul's journey, where you lost that because something hurt you, something bruised you, something scarred you, and you felt that you needed to transmute that pain into anger, or into this eye for an eye, or into this trickster energy. Some of you guys, again, you guys are very smart. You guys, you guys are magicians of sorts in a way, in your energy. And whatever pain you're holding on to in any way on a soul level, or mentally or emotionally, may stem from your family, may stem from a past relationship, if we're talking about like this particular lifetime or this particular plane of existence. Then you may be carrying some things that it just needs to be dropped. You need to liberate yourself from this. Maybe there are those of you who come from a background, very, very humble beginnings. Maybe there's a background that you were born into where you had to be inventive, you had to be um, creative. Okay. Maybe you were homeless at some point, or you were constantly being threatened with being homeless. Okay. Maybe your family just didn't come from a lot of money. And so, therefore, in your mind, you were raised to believe that I have to be manipulative. I have to invent a way out any way that I can, even if that means lowering my vibration and frequency. Mm. However, Libra, just remember that just because you were born in a very, maybe an impoverished state in a way, right? Or if you were born in a place or in a way that was there was a bit of poverty attached, whether it was emotional poverty, mental poverty, financial poverty, whatever, in any sense of the word. I'm not saying that all of you guys were born poor or anything, but if there was some type of impoverished energy or frequency, maybe there was a lack of mental and emotional love or health in your family. Maybe there was just a lack of finances in your family, what have you. um, just remember that you were meant, this is who you are. Look at this beautiful crown on this elk, this natural crown, these horns. That is your nobility. Okay, Libra. As humans, we are so easily distracted by the way things look and where we were born. We look at the race we were born into, or the race, the culture that we were born into, or we look and we determine, well, this is what poverty is, and that's what being wealthy looks like, and this is what beauty looks like, just looking at the way things look. But it's like beauty exists in every single culture, race, every single animal, plant, everywhere. Beauty is everywhere. Goodness is everywhere. Just like evil is also everywhere. darkness is everywhere too. Just depends on where you look and where you're focused. Okay. Yeah, slow and steady. Yeah. Libra, you don't need to rush to get anywhere. Some of you guys, again, if you were born, if you come from humble beginnings or very humble beginnings, where I know I was, I was born, I do not come from, riches, okay? But sometimes it takes time to realize that that wealth is everywhere. You may come from humble beginnings, and maybe sometimes when you're in a impoverished mindset, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, or even financially, or all of the above, right? Some of us are very, very wounded on all levels, and we have a lot of work to do, right? But this slow and steady card, and number 12 might be your number. Okay, maybe a number that you write down and carry with you, or the number 3. Okay, write that number down, keep that with you. That might be a lucky number. It might be a date in time, an age that something happened to you. Um, but Libra, please remember, take your time. Bottom of the deck, you have card number 30, number 3 again, making a choice. It's interesting that this card reminds me of the Two of Swords in the tarot, which is Libra. I read that as Libra energy. So there's definitely a split in the road here where you have to choose between one or the other. You have two choices here. Make one. And maybe the one choice that you've been making is to be a little bit more of a trickster, to be more ingenuitive, to be, you know, like, I guess I'm getting the sense that there's this desperation. You may tend to choose the one path that you feel gets you that instant gratification of what you want, but that path is not growing you from the inside. The other path may be asking you, listen, what you desire is here, but it's going to take some time. There's a waiting period, and you have to be willing to sit here for maybe a few months, a few years. You may need to work towards something for a while before you actually get what you desire. Are you willing to wait, Libra? If there is something that you are rejecting because you feel like, oh, it's going to take too long for me to get to that point or to get what I want in this, so I'm not even, I don't want to take the time out to manifest that or to create that, then that's fine. But you're not meant to speed through this existence. Your soul is not meant to speed through, right? It's not meant to make haste. Your soul's meant to just kind of exist in its own natural beauty, to accept what is, to live in contentment. And that might be one of the bigger lessons that is very difficult for you to accept, to learn. Okay, take the time out to wait. Take the time out to just embrace the process, embrace what is at this time. We're going to pull 2 more cards for you, Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Let's dig a little bit deeper into this. Sometimes, if you look at some instances throughout history, or just in the human psychology, when someone has been lacking in something for so long and they're given something very beautiful, very shiny, very rich, some people just don't know what to do with it. Some people, when you give them a bunch of money and they've never had that type of money ever in their lives, some people end up spending it. They just end up spending it all because they've never had something like that, so they don't really know how to cherish it. They don't know how to sit with it and nurture that, right? So maybe you found yourself in this situation before, Libra, in a past life, or maybe in this lifetime, where you see material things, or you just feel like, I need to make haste, and I need to make sure that I have good things in my life, which is fine. But how much time are you spending just sitting with what you have? And just looking around you and realizing how blessed you are, sitting and looking around you and realizing that there are some things that need to be healed. There's some wounds that need to be healed completely. Maybe there are some friendships that you need to let go of, or friendships that you need to embrace. Maybe there's some relationships platonically or romantically that you're just not even trying to give your time, and that's fine. You know, it's all about free will. I'm not here to tell you guys to embrace or reject anything, but I'm just giving you guys the tools. You know, you guys can take it or leave it. But maybe there's some relationships that you just kind of like left on red, or you're just like you're running away from it for some reason, right? And maybe you really just need to just sit down with somebody, and or just talk to somebody on the phone for a while, and maybe it'll just come to you, and where you realize like, wow, like this is actually really good for me. There's a lot for me to learn. There's a lot for me to take away from this, right? What are your intentions here, Libra? Have you really sat down and thought about it? What are your intentions? What do you intend for your life? What is the end goal, I guess, right? If you want to say it that way. Are you truly being yourself? Or are you just trying to create this facade that you are succeeding in something? You have the she wolf. I see the wolf as Libra. Like there's something here where you what is there a facade that you're trying to let on, that you're trying to put on, a mask that you're trying to put on, like I'm successful, I've worked hard for this, and yeah, great, like, you know, but what about relationship? That's just what I'm getting. Like what's going on in your relationships, Libra? You guys do not have to answer that, but that's this rhetorical question. But there, I just get the sense some of you guys have left behind something out of fear. You're running away from a relationship, you're running away from some type of beauty within a connection, whether it could be with a family member, it could be with a friend, it can be with an acquaintance that could turn into a friend, or it could be a friend that turns into a romantic partner, whatever. A friendship that could grow into a better, a more deeper connected friendship. There's so many possibilities here in relationship. That's what I'm getting here, Libra. And if it's your children, like maybe there's a deeper relationship you need to have with your children that you are ignoring because you're so focused on this success for yourself, but this is a facade. There is some type of fake energy that I'm getting. This is your lesson in this lifetime. Or maybe this is a lesson that's been in front of you for many lifetimes. I don't know, but whatever, like we're talking about this particular lifetime, and there's just something here that needs to be recognized. What is it that you are faking? What is it that you're running away from? Because to me, when people run away from things and they act like that, to me that's faking it too. And that's a way of faking things, is running away from it and pretending like it's not bothering you, or that it's not there. And it's like, then what's the rush? What are you running away from? To me, people who are like running, like they're running, either running towards something or running away from something. So it's like, what are you running towards? Do you know what you're running towards, and why? Like I said, be careful. There's something here that's going to bite you in the ass. All right, remember that. Be careful. Know where you're running towards, and know what you're running away from. And whatever it is that you're running away from, you should probably face it, because at some point it's going to catch up with you. Just saying, Libra, it's going to catch up with you at some point. So this is why you need to slow down, take it steady, so that way you can look behind you, look in front of you, look around you, and determine what needs your attention. Not, you need to understand what needs your attention. What are your intentions? What is your goals? How are you planning to achieve them? Who is in your midst? Who can help you? Whoever is in your midst, are they supportive or are they against you? Or have you even thought about that? Those are questions maybe you should ask yourself. Yep. Open your heart. Blessings. So you have blessings. You have the card open your heart. So yeah, there's something that you've closed your heart off to, Libra. And again, that is your prerogative. That is totally fine. I'm not here to sway you or persuade you in any way. You decide what's best for you. Okay. But here again, these are just guidelines, these are just tools. If you actually want to utilize these tools in your life, feel free. If not, it's fine. That is totally fine. We all have free will. Those are your messages, Libra. I hope they find you well. Much love and light to all of you. I wish you guys the very best of luck on this journey. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I hope to see you guys in your next reading. Bye, Libra.